Hey, welcome to the Ralphcast, the podcast, the TV show. I'm your host, Ralph Strangis. It's another steamy day in the Coachella Valley. About 113 will be the high, however, next week the temperatures are going to drop nicely under 100 degrees, which in the valley is a really nice thing. Those are the days we look forward to. On today's show, well, it's going to be a little bit different today. It's going to be a shorter show. First, we're going to have the return of Ralph's Show and Tell. Yeah, very special stuff today. It's going to be a lot of fun. I'm going to bring it back. We've done all kinds of Stars memorabilia and other memorabilia, and today, another something special with Ralph's Show and Tell. And then in today's SubStack segment, a little piece on me and Mike Modano. Reflections of knowing him for 35 years and now going in side by side with him in the Dallas Stars Hall of Fame and representing the old Minnesota North Stars as well. So Mike and I will have some fun doing that, and I'm going to tell you a little bit about some of the fun stuff, some of the memories I have over the years of being with him, watching Mike, and sort of, watching his life as well unfold in front of my eyes. So, big show. Let's start. Let's go to the Ralph Show and Tell. Hey, that song means we're back with Ralph Show and Tell, and we've switched locations. This is my office in my home that I don't work in much. I prefer to work in the other room, and I use my laptop and everything, but this is where all the stuff is. And as you can see in today's Ralph Show and Tell, these are the 7 Emmys that I have won, regional, but how many do you have? For sports broadcasting for the Dallas Stars. This is the 2015 Outstanding Achievement On-Camera Talent Sports Play-by-Play. Yes, that's your boy here. And we have them all up here. We also have the picture on top of Joe Newendike, Jamie Langenbrunner, Dan Stukel, and I coming back with the Stanley Cup. That's my favorite picture of all time. We have photos here of me and Mike Modano, me and Yuri Lettinen, me and Tyler and Jamie, and me and Jaromir Jagr. Also, all the other collectibles. These are my resources for when I write. I have them at all my writing desks. And so there's style books and guides and dictionaries and so on. And then, if you move over toward the middle here, we have the last time I dropped the puck at the American Airlines Center with Jamie Benn and Ryan Getzlaf. And then some other quotes and things that I have here. I'll set up over here, and we have Dallas Press Club Katie from 1999. Boy, was I a great broadcaster in 1999. I wonder what happened that season with the Stars. Other pictures here, my last broadcast with Jenna Rose and Kaylee Chelios, my last NHL broadcast. Other pictures and things that mean something to me over the years, and like that. So, hope you enjoyed this little spin through Ralphie Boy's office, and we'll see you next time on Ralph's Show and Tell. Finally, in today's SubStack, a short piece on another Stars Hall of Famer and our relationship over the years. The Minnesota North Stars drafted Mike Modano first overall in 1988. They hoped he would be that franchise player they could build around to go get that franchise's first Stanley Cup. They were right, but it didn't happen in Minnesota. It happened in Dallas, just 6 years and change after the team left their home state. And I was there for all of it, for all of him, almost all of him. I called nearly every goal, assist, and moment over his 21-year NHL career. So I've known Mike Modano for 35 years. Is that even possible? He's 9 years younger than I am, and our relationship evolved, and the dynamic has changed, but I can still reach out with a text, and he still responds. My first impressions of him came before I started working with the team. Mike, drafted in 1988, sat out his first season over a contract dispute, and his rookie campaign saw him put up big numbers but lose the Calder race, Rookie of the Year, to a 31-year-old Russian. They changed the rules the following season after Sergei Makarov grabbed the statue, and there's a lot in that one too. I'll do more on that with a later post. So I first saw Mike play on several occasions inside Met Center in his rookie year. Ownership was extorting the fan base for 10,000 season tickets, and Stars fans were hoping that this kid was going to be the one to attract the crowds and start to turn this thing around and save the franchise. In the summer of 1990, I went to the Billy Idol show at Met Center. Idol had just suffered a car accident and was up there with a cane. It was awesome. On my way out of the parking lot, I got randomly behind a white Porsche 911 with Michigan vanity plates that spelled out N-I-N-E. I knew who it was, and I remember thinking, wow, there he goes. Look how close I got to him. I had no idea that in just a few weeks, really, I'd be inside and working with him. I had no idea the impact this one guy would have on the franchise, two cities, the hockey world, and on me personally. It was the best of times, and he is a special guy and a complete piece of work. The first thing you notice about Mo off the ice is the smile and the laugh. He loves to laugh, loves a good joke or story, loves to make other people laugh too. I remember that first year hearing that laugh from the back of the bus. We didn't have cell phones, so we all had to make our own fun. We did. The guys did. Played cards, told stories, and yucked it up on airplanes and buses. On the ice, whoa, especially in those early years. I remember the great Montreal sports writer Red Fisher say to me early in Mike's career, there's nobody more fun to watch than Modano once he jumps on a loose puck and goes the other way in full flight. Oh, he's right. And I saw it every night. Mike was lightning in a bottle and incredibly durable, and he didn't get enough credit for his toughness. He played in the more barbaric days before some of the protections afforded now to top players, and he got hammered every night. I'd go downstairs into the room after a game, and there would be fresh welts on top of older bruises. He'd lose weight during the course of a season, the toll it would take on him. And I remember seeing his bruised and willowed frame near the end of a year thinking, how the hell does he do this every night? But he did. And he didn't just survive. He was an instrument of destruction out there. And if you bobbled a puck and he was close, forget it. He was gone and it was over. An untied down jersey, the long blonde hair under the helmet, the bucking shoulders, the hands keeping up with the feet, doing everything at breakneck speed, including the tightest of turns, and then the heavy pop of that wrister or one-timer. These are the things I still think about and enjoy from those nights. Mike Modano was special. In fact, one of the reasons we got off to such a hot start in Dallas with the fan base and the media was Mike Modano. We had Mike. That's why we succeeded so quickly in a new town and non-traditional hockey market. We had a headliner. We had a guy who was worth the price of the ticket every night. Other expansion teams or relocated franchises, well, they didn't have Mike. There weren't a lot of teams who had this, a young superstar who you could build it around. We didn't have to build it around a concept or a new logo or a novelty. We had a real guy. We had Mike Modano, who would end his career as the franchise's all-time, everything guy. The only statue ever commissioned in the almost 60-year history of the franchise is of Mike Modano. That's who he is. We had Mike Modano, and that helped all matters greatly. Off the ice, Mike and I were close in those years in Minnesota. We'd go out to dinner, we'd hang out, we'd have fun. We were both young and single and enjoying ourselves. I'd say to him, come on, I'll drive. You stick your head out the window, and I'll do the talking. When the Stars moved to Texas, I wound up getting an apartment across the street from Mike's Las Colinas condo. It just happened that way. He had a golf membership and a nice little place right down the street from Pat Summerall. I spent nights on his couch when I was having issues with my apartment. We'd ride to games together, and I'd get the odd round of golf out of him. In fact, I drove us down to Reunion Arena the night he scored his 50th goal in that first season. It's still the only 50-goal campaign in Dallas Stars history. I put Metallica on in the car, and we got pumped up for the big night. He was very excited and confident he'd find the net. He did. In June of 2000, we're in the Stanley Cup Final against New Jersey. We weren't at our best here and found ourselves down 3-1 going into Game 5 at the Meadowlands. I sat right next to him on the bus coming back from morning skate to the hotel. He was contemplative, I remember, self-aware. He talked about how we still have a shot here and how many more will we get. I always remember the conversation. He seemed bothered by the whole thing and where we were. In the third overtime of a scoreless Game 5, Mike Modano bagged his 10th goal of the playoffs on a sneaky little tip from Brett Hull from the point. It was the only goal to get past either guy, Ed Belfour or Martin Brodeur, in over 106 minutes that night. So we got the series back home, but lost the cup in Game 6 in OT. Mike wouldn't get back. neither would I. For 20 years, I got a front row seat to being Mike Modano, and it was amazing. But for Mike, if you were close to him or anyone like that, it's not all it's cracked up to be, believe me. Everybody wants a piece of Mike Modano. Everybody, inside and outside the organization. I got exhausted just watching it sometimes. And people tried to use all of us to get closer. Here's a story. We win the Cup in 99, and I get a call from a woman I knew in Coppell. She says, "Hey, Ralph, as you know, we're having our annual 4th of July parade, and we're looking for a Grand Marshal, and since you guys won the Cup, I was wondering." I thought, wow, this is cool. They're going to ask me to be the Grand Marshal. She continued, "I was wondering if you could ask Mike Modano for me if he would do it." Those things happened all the time. No, I didn't ask Mike Modano for that. Mike's sense of humor probably kept him from going absolutely nuts. Sometimes, if he knew autograph seekers outside the hotel were professionals working for the collectors, he'd sign the picture "bend over" or something even more juvenile. Funny stuff. I watched him own Evgeny Nabokov and called all of his record-breaking moments. I saw him do incredible things. I saw him dig the puck out to set up the Cup-winning goal in 1999. I saw him do wonderful things season after season. But, as with all things like this, comes a time. And the time had come. And my Stars Hall of Fame class of 2025 induction partner Joe Newendike made the toughest of calls and let Mike go at the end of his contract. We had big festivities all season, culminating with Mo tying the season's last home game in the final 2 minutes and finishing the year in Minnesota against the Wild. But Mike wasn't done yet, or at least didn't want to be told he was done. After a most forgettable year with the Red Wings, Mike retired, and retired a Dallas Star. And he is our franchise's gold standard, and will remain so until someone makes a bigger impact, which is severely unlikely. I remember thinking, all those years ago in the parking lot coming out of the Billy Idol concert, wow, I got this close to Mike Modano. And now, unfathomably, I'm going to join him in the Dallas Stars Hall of Fame. Mike and I shared a wild ride, starting in Minnesota, moving on to Texas, winning it all, building a hockey community, and then looking back on all of it from a distance. Mike is in Minnesota again, and I'm in Southern California, but in November, we'll both be in Dallas under the flag once more and together. I can't wait. I'm beyond honored, and I can't wait to see Mo again. All those years ago, we talked about parties and playing, and now, as old guys, we talk about prescriptions and procedures, while looking back at the best times of our professional lives and have more than a couple of laughs. And that's our show for today. I want to thank the great Kelly Ortiz and, of course, Mike Modano. Now, until next week. And for now, I'm Ralph Strangis. We'll see you next time on the Ralphcast, the podcast, the TV show, right here